Good morning. Business Research Methods, Unit 2. The topic Research Problem and Research Design. The subtopic for today's session is Steps in Defining the Research Problem. The meaning of research problem. When we recap the meaning of research problem, research basically is the scientific, systematic, investigative inquiry into any problems. We basically try to solve problems and give a solution. We try to answer a question. We try to use information and arrive at the optimum course of action. Problem basically means a question or issue to be examined. So research problems are challenges or an opportunity where a researcher can conduct research and study. The learning objective is to find out the steps in defining the research problem. So now we are getting into the steps. 1. Sources. 2. You have the process of identification of general discipline and specific areas of study. 3. Using internal and external criteria of selection to define the research problem. So under 1, sources in defining the research problem, we come to the first point, reading. Reading basically is gathering of information from various sources, either primary or secondary. Information gives power. Careful study of all information already published is going to give a very good idea of what information is available, what are the theories prevalent, and where your research gap lies. Once you identify the research gap, automatically you can frame your research problem. The second is discussions. So discussions basically means discussing with experts, having seminars, conferences, attending classroom lectures, talking to professors and experts, industry experts, and finding out and arriving at any area which needs better solutions, which needs a more focus. So this is discussions. Third is experience. So experience basically means what we learn when we are curious and sensitive to life situations. Experience can come from life situations. It can come from academic experience or work experience. So when you experience, you understand that there are certain problems in life which, if solved, is going to bring about a connection to something better. Next, you have established theories. So established theories are theories which are already in practice. So these theories, you can study the theories and find out the interconnection between theories. When critically examined, they will give you your research gaps. Next, consultants. Consultants are experts or administrators or business executives who help you or the researcher to identify research areas. Next, exploration of areas of dissatisfaction. So dissatisfaction comes when there is no smooth flow of information. So critical point of view must be identified and possible problems which can arise at present or in future must be identified. Next, analyzing the gap between theory and practice. So any theory which when put into practice is not very effective, such areas must be identified and you must that can be made into a research problem. Next, you are having current issues. So current issues are fluid issues which keep changing, and this also is a very good potential research problem. For example, now with your COVID-19, you have issues regarding health issues, you're having problems in your education, you're having problems in employment, you're having problems regarding the future policies. So all these are potential research problems or research topics which can be adopted and studied on. Next, you are having literature. So literature is one very strong source wherein you can get your research problems. And lastly, business study. So in business study, we have the records and reports of firms. We have operational reports of firms. So careful observation, purposeful conversation, and using checklists, you can get into the working of a business firm, and you can study what are the areas. Example is how to improve your performance, how to increase your output, how to increase your productivity, how to increase your marketing strategy, sales, revenue. So these are all areas. So these can be studied. The second step in defining the research problem is the process of identification of a general discipline and specific areas of study. So here you have three. One is selection of the discipline. So you are going to select a discipline in which you are personally interested. This discipline is broad and general. For example, commerce, management, psychology, it can be sociology, medicine, engineering. So general disciplines first you have to select based on the personal interest. Second is the identification of special or specific area of interest. So a particular aspect wherein not much research is conducted, there is some novelty, there is some fluid changes occurring in that specific area, that should be identified and you can choose it. For example, if management is your general area of discipline, in management either dividend policy or maybe capital budgeting. Okay, so certain specific areas in capital budgeting you can find out about the risk return portfolio management. So this is identification of special or specific area of interest. Third is identification of specific topics. So you have to get down to the exact topic, and here the exact topic, whether evaluation can be done. If there are no prior studies on it, how are you going to conduct the study and what is your purpose and goal? So all these must be identified. Next step is using the internal and external criteria of selection. So once you get your specific topics, you are not going to identify just one, you are going to identify 2 or 3 specific topics. After that, you are going to bring it down by evaluating alternatives. So your specific topics becomes alternatives, and you are going to evaluate these specific topics or alternatives against certain internal and external criteria to arrive at the most feasible research problem or topic. So here the criteria are: 1, internal criteria. So you have the researcher's interest. So researcher's interest is the level of interest or curiosity, the level of enthusiasm a researcher has in that particular topic. So only if there is a lot of enthusiasm and zest, only then the researcher is going to take up research as a challenge. He is going to persevere in it. There must be a lot of dedication in doing the research. Therefore, the researcher's interest and enthusiasm is very important in the topic. Second, the researcher's competence. Competence basically is the aptitude, the ability and the aptitude. So, the researcher's competence is very important. How competent or what is his ability and aptitude. Third, the researcher's resource like time, budget, cost involved and the available resources, all this is taken into consideration. These are all internal criteria. Next we go to the external criteria. The external criteria basically is the researchability of the problem. So researchability of the problem is the problem having enough data? Can the data be collected? And what are the value elements? Even if you do research in that particular area or topic, what is the value of doing the research? Is it going to help society? Is it going to bring about any difference at all in your knowledge level or in your if you are going to apply it in any business organization, is it going to bring about any change? Next, the novelty of the research problem. Novelty is the originality. Okay, the topic mustn't be dealt with already. So prior body of knowledge, if it is huge, then there is no meaning in going into the same topic. So the topic should be new, it should be rare, it should be original, it should be relevant and especially relevant to the future or to a particular problem solving. Next, social relevance of the research problem. So social relevance is very important. The value increases if there is social relevance. Usefulness of the research problem. It should be useful to society, it should be useful to consumers, it should be useful to maybe furthering research. Feasibility of the research problem basically tells us about whether the research question is suitable for conducting research and analysis. Is there accurate and reliable data available? Will the respondents be willing to spend time and effort in answering your question? So all this is feasibility. Also whether the solution or the findings of the research is going to be useful at all. Whether you can even get the answer. That is the feasibility of the research problem. And next, the importance of the research problem. So, greater the importance, greater the usefulness of the research problem, automatically the more important or the faster you are going to choose your research. So, now formulation is transforming the topic into a scientifically researchable question. So, when you are defining your research problem, you are formulating, that is transforming any topic of interest into a scientifically researchable question. So you are going to give focus to the problem and its solution. So when you are giving focus, you are avoiding waste, time, effort, money, and you are controlling the research activity as per plans. So formulation or transforming the topic into a researchable question is most important. So concluding, we understand that formulating a research problem determines how relevant the study is. Absence of problem signifies absence of the need for research. So while defining your research problem, you are basically justifying or you are substantiating your importance of research. You are justifying your need and importance for doing your research. Therefore, your problem must be strong. So, research problem is the first step in conducting your research, and it is very important. Thank you.